Hello, loved ones. Okay, I know on the podcast and all that, I talk a lot about simulation theory and all that kind of stuff. And really, while I think that explains a lot of things, a lot of anomalous things, that's not really what my ultimate um, goal is. I guess is to to prove simulation theory. That is just all that really is a means of it, or what's not a means. It's a way to explain a lot of the anomalous things and a lot of the things that we have, I guess, discovered throughout history. True history, not the history that the mainstream teaches us. But I digress. If you want to know the history I'm talking about, just go to the Archaix channel, Archaix, and get ready for a lot. But anyway, that's the history that I'm talking about. Stuff that like that. Anywho, my main thing is more the nature of reality and what reality really is. You know, it's like when we have a dream, when we wake from a dream, we might be like, "Wow, that seemed so real." Well, it's because it was real in the moment. And then people might kind of scoff at that and be like, yeah, well, Matt, that's all fine and good, but this is what's real. That was just a dream. Fine. Okay. Well, what about if you were to wake from this dream? Meaning, when your avatar, when you're no longer using this avatar and you are outside, meaning you pass away, and you wake up on the other side and you say, wow, that seemed so real. I just lived an entire lifetime as this guy named Matt Stevens, and he had a big, profound experience with when he was strung out on drugs, had a really bad overdose. I'm kind of tying in a different story here, by the way. Stick with me. All right, well, okay, I did. I had a very bad overdose. This has been years ago, but this is kind of what put me on the track that I'm on. I had an experience where I was completely out of it. Now, whether I was out of my body, having a near death experience, or whatever you want to call it, it definitely was near death. In fact, the paramedics working on me had given up and trying to bring me back. And then I kicked my leg or jerked, or I can't remember. They told me what I did, but whatever. And they were like, "Oh shit, try him again." So they did it again, and here I am. So, but I was out of it, meaning no, I was not breathing on my own, no detectable heartbeat, and all that stuff for over 20 minutes. Nobody's exactly sure how long, but we know it was that long anyway. And I remember while I was gone, and I was in a black place. It was just nothing. Now, it wasn't scary, not at all. In fact, it was very pleasant. But there was no time. There was nothing. It was just nothing. And I was not, I was there. I was present, but I was not in any physical form. I was formless. And to me, that's kind of the primordial, is in when the creator had the big aha moment, the big bang, if you will, the big I am. When it became aware of the fact that it existed. And just like when we wake in the morning from a dream or in the middle of the night or whenever, just like when you wake and you think, whew, wow, that was so real. Well, it's because it was real. Just like when I was out of it in the big bad overdose, that was very real. And it's just like when we pass out of these bodies and we come to on the other side, be it however the case may be, there is a possibility that we may take our last breath leave this avatar behind, and the next thing we know, we're waking up and taking off a VR headset saying, wow, that was so real. So, what is real, really? Well, what is real is what is perceived. And our astrophysicists have even been able to detect, such as they call it dark matter, dark energy, makes up the vast majority of the cosmos. In fact, we're told that we can only perceive about 5% of the light spectrum or whatever. And we are kind of tied to third dimension. So anything outside of 3D we can't really perceive. Physicists have been able to determine that there may be up to 11, some said 11 dimensions, some have said 13, most say 11. But anyway, some have said 13. And even there has been speculated that there may be an infinite amount of dimensions. We don't know. We can only perceive 3 right now in this current avatar, in this incarnation. So what's really real is whatever you perceive it to be. And we can speculate what possibility there is, and I believe that there's no doubt, really. I'm not speculating. In my mind, I'm not speculating at all. There's so much more to reality than we perceive. So, when we wake from this dream, whether we wake up and take off a VR headset, or we just wake up in that formless space like I was telling you about, or we meet back up with the people that we shared this experience with, I got to believe we do that. Because if we don't, then it would just seem kind of meaningless. Because that's really the only thing we can take with us when we do leave this construct, when we do leave this realm, is our experiences and relationships. That's why I say for people to stop trying to manifest money, because money is not really a thing. Experiences now, that's something you can take with you. It's experiences are what teaches us things. We are, I'm not going to get into what I think why the meaning of life, but I do believe that we are here to learn to be co-creators. Anyway, so what is real? It's whatever you perceive it to be. But I would recommend that you don't limit it to only this third dimension. And don't discount dreams. Right? That's all I got for now, loved ones. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. The podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, is My Sober Addiction. I just put up a new one the other day, and I'm about to record another one that should be put up, I don't know, sometime in the next week. And I'm also on Substack. That's where a lot of my writing stuff is, articles, blurbs, things like that. I guess it's more like a blog, but whatever. It's just my personal blog, but I've got a lot of stuff that I've posted on there, and you could just go to substack.com, or if you've got the Substack app, that's even better. But search for Matt Stevens and you'll find me, and I would appreciate it. But anyway, please give me a like and a subscribe, and I will be back with you directly. Toodaloo, loved ones.